Hi, it's Rick and Patty from the KORD Morning Show. Thanks for listening. We really appreciate it.
And, of course, you can always catch us anywhere and everywhere with our KORD mobile app. It's free for you in the App Store as well in Google Play.
It's 102.7 KORD. You got Rick, you got Patty. Good to be with you. It's a little warmer today in the morning.
Thank goodness.
Than it was yesterday.
I don't mind it.
57 degrees, a little breezy. There's some breeze out there and clear skies for you as you start your day. Hey, grab a cup of coffee, dig in. We're today started. We're going to work on some Facebook fun, Patty. Going to work on some Nashville news for you.
I got that covered.
Other people's problems on the way for you, and some other good fun stuff that we've got lined up.
Perfect.
For you. Yeah, I know. Great way to start the day. And then, of course, it is the final week of $30,000. Cash cow, moolah coming down, 820, 10 times a day.
Sounds good.
I know. Think about what you would do if you had that $30,000. I'm thinking about it now. So many people just want to take a trip of a lifetime.
Sure.
I don't blame you.
Well, you only live once.
You only live once.
You know, and our world is a little bit upside down these days.
It is. So, exactly. So, $30,000, the first code coming down at 8:20 this morning. Get ready for it. Make sure you download the KORD mobile app. Let's get going. You got Rick and Patty, KORD. Good morning.
You're listening to Rick and Patty in the morning on number one for New Country, 102.7 KORD.
Looking to add a furry friend to your family? Pet Overpopulation Prevention and McCurley Subaru are teaming up for a one-day low-cost pet adoption event. Woo! Join us on October 19th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at McCurley Subaru in Pasco, 9620 Sandifer Parkway. You'll find adorable cats and dogs waiting for their forever homes, plus enjoy local vendors, food, and fun for the entire family. Woo! Don't miss this awesome event. October 19th, McCurley Subaru. Come adopt your new best friend. Sponsored by McCurley Subaru and Pet Overpopulation Prevention. Woo! Number one for New Country, 102.7 KORD. Rick and Patty with you. So yesterday, we, of course, both like Jon Pardi. We went down the rabbit hole yesterday, and we discovered something that we did not realize about Jon Pardi.
He's from California.
He's from California.
I mean,
I know. We sat here thinking, well, was he? No, we didn't know.
I go, he must be from South Carolina or Georgia.
Yeah.
He must be, somewhere in the South.
Yeah, and so the most interesting thing I can tell you about Jon Pardi
I don't know
is
anything about him.
It was the very first Californian offered membership into the Grand Ole Opry.
Oh.
And I thought, well, wait a minute. What about Buck Owens? Well, guess what? Even though Buck Owens is identified with Bakersfield, California, he wasn't born there. Not like Merle Haggard, you know what I'm saying? He was born in Texas. Buck Owens is from Texas. So I was like, wait a minute. Buck Owens is so known for California.
Yeah.
And then I went, nope. And so... And there you go, Jon Pardi.
You went down that rabbit hole, didn't you?
I did. I was like, Wikipedia.
You're all over this.
My wife goes, you spend way too much time on Wikipedia. I'm like, well, anytime I see something, I'm like, oh, let me go wiki that.
Well, I don't know, because for whatever reason, I'm like, where's he from?
I don't.
We thought like, deep South.
Well, because of his, and you said, and I now that you said it, you said he sounds like Eric Church.
A little bit.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I can hear that. You know,
isn't it funny?
It is. When you say, oh, he sounds like that. He does them. Anyway, that's the rabbit hole we went down. Here's another rabbit hole you can go down. Facebook fun to get your day started.
I like this.
What free thing should you give visitors who come to the Tri-Cities? And already, Jason, free ticket back to where they came from.
Oh, no. That's not, okay. Get out of here.
I was talking to my best buddy last night. He just moved from Ventura, California, back to Idaho, and he's in Boise. And I said, I said, do Idahoans love Californians? And he laughed. He goes, all the transplants
go to Idaho.
They're from. He goes, I'm in this brand new neighborhood, and everybody's basically from California.
So, yes,
I know.
When I lived in California, my station manager, he was always in Idaho every other weekend. And I'm like, what's going on there? Well, I've got my my second home.
Right.
What?
It's blowing up
in Idaho.
Yeah, he's in Boise, and so it's or Meridian, but it's blowing up, and all the Californians are coming to Idaho, and it's just interesting. We had that big conversation. So I was thinking tumbleweeds for Tri-Cities.
Oh man.
Maybe a vial of dirt. Here's some.
Yeah, we do have a lot of that, don't we?
We got a lot of dirt.
I noticed that when I first moved here. I was like, gosh, there's a lot of dirt, dust.
Dusty.
Yep.
Our house,
yes, sir.
I don't know about your house, but our house has always got a thin layer of dust because of the desert,
constantly sweeping.
But for a free thing you should give visitors who come to the Tri-Cities, what else can we give them?
Oh, just a visit to any of our parks.
That's right. Got some great parks down here.
Well, especially, along Riverwalk in Richland. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
You can go to the Reach Museum.
Yeah.
Reactor B Tour. Give them a trip to that.
Well, just riding out here the Sacagawea Trail here.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
A lot of great things you can do. So there you go. Free things you should give visitors who come to the Tri-Cities. Add to our list. We're going to share more of these on the way. It's your Facebook fun. And you got Rick and Patty.
starting your day the right way with the Cord Morning Show, number one for New Country, 1027 KORD.
Live 640, number one for New Country. It's 1027 KORD. 56 degrees for you right now, cloudy skies, and time for some Nashville news.
All right, Garth Brooks is acknowledging the sexual assault allegations levied against him in his latest edition of Inside Studio G on Facebook Live. Garth said, let's address the elephant in the room. I missed this. He's accused of sexual assault and battery by a hairstylist and a makeup artist who worked for him. He went on to say that the lawsuit is going to be a long process and that he really can't get into hardly any detail about it just right now. Meanwhile, new music from Jelly Roll is on the way. He is releasing his 10th studio album, Beautifully Broken, on October 11th. Jelly's kicked off his nationwide Beautifully Broken tour in Salt Lake City back in August, and word has it we've got something pretty big and unique coming with
excited.
Jelly Roll.
Yes,
I know.
Yes.
And this one took me off guard. Keith Urban, I didn't know this, is talking about Sunday Rose's runway debut.
Very proud of it, of course, yeah. But, you know, you got to get in there and keep everything balanced too. You can get a leg up, but you're still going to have to put in your time. You're going to have to put in your work. Got to keep your school grades good.
Keep those grades up, I guess, right? But it's interesting that, you know, she's taking, like, not into acting,
right,
not into singing, but, you know, doing her own thing on the runway.
I mean, she is the daughter of Nicole Kidman, so I'm sure the leg sounds like the legs are there.
Yeah. Hey, Luke Bryan tells Life and Style Weekly that Carrie Underwood is excelling as an American Idol judge. He says, we wake up, we get there. What people don't realize is that we do 35 auditions a day, typically. He says, you can't rush through them. We had a kid saying, I'll work so hard, and Carrie was like, I didn't realize that they would do this. He says Carrie's doing extremely well, and he says that they're having fun. She knows exactly what all the kids are going through. And finally, Riley Green is dropping a new album this month. Don't Mind If I Do is going to be released on his birthday, October 18th. This is his third studio album. We'll keep you posted, and that's what's trending.
The Cord Morning Show with Rick and Patty. Back with more next on number one for New Country, 1027 KORD.
And T-shirt number one for New Country, 1027 KORD, 651. You got Rick, you got Patty. Always good to be with you anywhere, everywhere on the KORD mobile app. And yes, that $30,000 is on the way. We'll do our first code coming up at 8:20 this morning, Patty.
I love it.
Absolutely.
I know exactly what I'm doing with it.
So many great things that go on the app right now. And, of course, I have to make a little comment really quick.
What?
This article's posted up there on the app. So the zipper merge at the Blue Bridge. I was going to a live broadcast on Saturday, and it's one car at a time. You're merging, right there at Lewis Street and when it's down to one lane. This car behind me got on the bumper because they were bound and determined to be like, no matter what, even though
you're not getting in,
right? To the person that was
take my spot,
to the person that's to the right, and
it totally screwed up the zipper merge.
Well,
didn't
it does,
yeah.
And I couldn't believe like if I just tapped my brake, they would have hit me. You know what I'm saying? If I just would have went, I'm gonna brake. You know,
yeah.
I didn't brake, but I thought about it and I thought I could just see looking back in my rearview mirror the frustration. She was like, you know. Anyway, but it was like because she just had to get in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
you're not getting ahead of me.
I know.
You're not taking my spot.
Where does
People,
that
when they get behind the wheel, are sometimes a whole different.
I know. Where does that come from? And everybody
I don't know.
was, and I want you to know, everybody was being great. Everybody was,
except for that woman.
That
behind
one
you.
that was like, she was like, I'm like, I knew it. I could just see. I'm like, she came up fast from Lewis Street. And I thought, okay. I thought she is not going to.
Well, you know what? If there was a trooper there. She may have been ticketed.
I loved it. I love it when a trooper's sitting there and he just tags him from not going, by not merging correctly, and then people act like, well, I don't know what you're talking, I don't know what you're talking about.
I know.
It means one car at a time. So anyway, it was just so, I wrote about it. It's the one thing that if you want that to go faster, I don't like it. I'm glad when it's done.
No, you have to be patient.
Yeah. It's there. I was talking to Trucker Travis this morning, who comes back from Hood River, coming down 395, coming back in the afternoon. That's one down. He goes, oh, Rick, that's the bane. I'm like, I get it, but he prepares. He's like, I know it's coming. So it's interesting that be patient, people. one at a time. That's it. And
Just like there's construction going on Road 100, Broadmoor or whatever.
That's another
So
one.
people, get, 182 gets backed up taking either of those exits, really.
And that, I want
But
to...
especially coming from Richland, you
Yeah.
got to be patient.
And I want to go on record and note that is the dumbest roundabout area there is right now because they've got concrete barriers, so you just don't do the roundabout. You literally have to go to the Maverick, turn around, and get back on Road 100. That makes what?
I know it.
What?
I know it. But you have to be patient. We'll
I
get through
know.
it. They'll figure
I
it
know.
out.
I'm sitting there going,
It does
what?
seem... I know.
I should be able to turn around and go through Road 100. Anyway, I know. driving veins of existence. I understand, people. And also, Patty posted up there, there's a National Drug Take Back Day coming up on October.
It's coming up.
Yeah, tell me about that.
Well, it's coming up. And how many times do you have, so many, it's a great way to get rid of all the unused drugs that you have in your home. Prescriptions from,
Yep.
I've been hanging on to some for like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's a safe way because, people do get addicted. Oddly enough, when those drugs get into the wrong hands or young people,
Yep.
it happens. So
Yeah.
this is a great way to get rid of all that unused medication.
Yeah, how many times have you been in an older person's medicine cabinet? Your mom or dad's, and it's just like nothing, but it's a wall of medicine. So that's happening. Take Back Drug Day. It's going to be awesome. October 26th. All those stories and more details about that right now on your station mobile app.
You're listening to Rick and Patty in the morning on number one for New Country, 102.7 KORD. We love to hear from you, and it's easier than ever to reach out. Just open up the Cord mobile app and send us an app chat message, or you can contact us the old-fashioned way at 509-547-KORD. Number one for New Country, 102.7 KORD.
For New Country, it's 102.7 KORD. 56 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Your morning commute. Little shout out to Chad down there in Walla Walla. Thanks for listening this morning, buddy. Appreciate that. $30,000 on the way, though. Let's talk about that money. You could win that $30,000.
Where are you going with it? What are you going to do?
Well, you could go anywhere. It was so funny. I was on the phone last night with my buddy Randy, who just moved to Boise from California, and he says, he goes, I've never been out of the country.
What?
He's like, he has a passport.
Really?
And his goal
You
is...
have a passport and you've never been out of the country?
He does. My passport.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
he's never
why
been-
do you need a passport if you haven't...
Well, that's his goal. So if he had $30,000, he would take that and go abroad. So there you go. $30,000 up for grabs coming up here at 821st Code, dropping down very soon. All right, Dave in Pasco's got a situation going on. What's going on with Dave
Well,
this
he wants to
morning?
know if he's being petty. My wife and I are fighting because our 3-year-old son marked up our freshly painted dining room walls with a Sharpie.
Oh, jeez.
I think that's every parent's
I know,
fear.
it is.
My wife was home yesterday and watching our boy when he got a hold of a red marker and he went to town like he was Picasso. I
love it.
She said we can just pay to have the wall repainted. I told her that she should pay for the wall out of her own account because not our joint account because she was the one watching our son at the time that the accident or incident occurred. Well, she blew a gasket. She says she doesn't think she should have to pay for the wall out of her own pocket. She says it's a housing expense. Who's right, me or her? And am I being petty?
Oh, my gosh. For me, my son, too, you know what I would do?
Doesn't every kid get a Sharpie out and do that?
I would go get a frame. I'd go get a border frame, and if it's little Johnny's artwork, I'd put the frame up and say,
And display it proudly?
I would. Sorry, Dave. I'm not going to take your side on this one because I'd put the frame around the artwork and say, little
y'all
Johnny.
live there. Does it matter who pays for it?
And honestly, what paint doesn't cost anything? Go get and what fancy house to be, getting a wall repainted.
I think it's funny.
I love it. So we're kind of on this situation where I'm thinking I'm going to put a frame around it.
I'm not going that far.
And say little Johnny's art age 3 or whatever, and be done with it. So, but I've had it happen, and
Yeah.
you just you repaint the wall or you keep the wall the way it is. It's kind of like when you mark height on a wall. You know what I'm saying? You mark height. You don't go. That's memories, man. You don't go through and that's memories. You don't go through and repaint that. Your kid's height. So that's,
kids do. Kids are being kids.
Kids are being kids, and so I'm going to say, Dave, it's petty. You're saying petty?
You are being petty. I mean, who cares?
Right, all right. So 547-KORD, app chat is what you would do in this situation. We want to know. It's on Facebook. Dave and Pasco, I don't think you're going to win this battle with anybody today.
I like the way you think, Rick. Frame it.
You
know, and display it.
And little
proudly.
Johnny, age 3.
Oh, have him sign his work.
Exactly. Sign it. Go over there, Johnny, and sign it. What do you guys think? Let us know. App chat us. Call us. It's Rick and Patty. Other people's problems. KORD.
You're waking up with the Cord Morning Show. #1 for New Country. 1027 KORD.
Looking to add a furry friend to your family? Pet Overpopulation Prevention and McCurley Subaru are teaming up for a one-day low-cost pet adoption event. Join us on October 19th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at McCurley Subaru in Pasco, 9620 Sandifer Parkway. You'll find adorable cats and dogs waiting for their forever homes, plus enjoy local vendors, food, and fun for the entire family. Don't miss this awesome event. October 19th, McCurley Subaru. Come adopt your new best friend. Sponsored by McCurley Subaru and Pet Overpopulation Prevention. I just love you, miss it, mean it. It's 7:36, #1 for New Country. It's 1027 KORD. You got Rick, you got Patty. 57 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Thanks for keeping the cord plugged in. Benton City. I always like mentioning Dixie, which is right outside of Walla Walla.
Yeah.
So shout out to little Dixie. Well, it's a little tiny bird.
I've heard of it.
Yep, little Dixie. When you right along the highway is their high school. I love it. It's an old-fashioned high school, and you can see it when you come through there. Then it's got like a little corner store, and that's about it for Dixie. But a shout out to Dixie this morning. All right, today is Moldy Cheese Day.
Ugh.
So, most expired food. It's one of my biggest fears. Is it one of your biggest fears? I cannot.
You just cut it off.
No.
What?
No. I know. Megan and I go.
No, if I see mold, man, it's in the garbage. Out. Nope.
Megan and I go around and around because I grew up poor and had to be on the government cheese and all that. I'm sorry, I am a food waster. I'm the biggest food waster there is because to me, once it gets close to the expiration date,
throw it out.
I'm like done.
Yeah.
She's like, it's not expired. It's not expired. I'm like, for me, it's got a different taste. Like milk or bread, whatever. If it gets close, I'm like, it's out. And she goes, it's still good after days. It's days after it's still good.
Wow.
I'm like, no.
I know. I don't like when people play with, like that. That's too close.
Yeah, when I pop open the milk and I see white flakes, I'm not interested. Have you ever done that? Like, I'm just not interested.
No, I'm like you. If there's any question,
it's out. It's out.
Again, when in doubt, throw it out.
And it's crazy. I do get it that you can have mold on cheese and cut that part off, and the rest is still good. I'm done. It's like once I see just something disgusting, right? Is that the way you are? It's disgusting. I'm not touching it. Sorry. I don't care if the middle of the loaf is still good. It's got mold.
Absolutely.
The rest of it's crap. So I'm
gone.
I'm not that poor that I can't go get another loaf of bread, so it's I'll eat some top ramen for a couple days to get by that.
I hear you.
So today, Moldy Cheese Day, 547 KORD, take some calls. The listener who has eaten the most expired food. Has anybody eaten
Why
the cake?
are you asking that?
Has anybody eaten the cake in the fridge after a year later? Remember you saved the wedding cake?
Oh, no.
Yeah, and then you eat it later. I'm like,
no, you don't.
You do.
I thought you just put it in the freezer and kept it there for years.
No, I think you're supposed to take it out after a year and eat the cake. I think so. Don't quote me, but I think that's how that works. So we're going to take some calls, have some fun with you. Have you eaten something expired that, number one, probably shocked you? Like, oh, this is disgusting. What did I've done that. Like, what is this? Oh, it's the worst. So
yes, my mom had canned goods like from several years.
Yeah, that's
I don't know
good.
What that's about.
That's still good. I'm like, I don't trust it.
I know.
Yeah, I don't trust it. So there you go, 547 KORD. Who has eaten the most expired food? How old was it? And what did they eat? And let us know what it is. 547 KORD. Taking some calls next. You got Rick and Patty.
Starting your day the right way with the Cord Morning Show. #1 for New Country. 1027 KORD.
That it was loud.
Yeah.
I love it. Loud and proud.
It was, and windy and cold. It was the windiest show I've ever been at.
Yeah, but it was fun, man. It's fun. It's Luke Combs, and he sounds exactly like that live. I mean, there's no differentiation between the live sound. I love
There
that.
really is something to seeing a concert at the Gorge. It's amazing.
It's a beautiful backdrop, and if you look at the Brooks and Dunn video, Only in America, it was shot at the Gorge, you know. And anytime I've been to the Gorge with any artist, they've always said this is the most magnificent venue, you know. Unless it's windy. No, I'm kidding, but it's beautiful
But
out
also,
there.
you know what? They have the seating is all great. I think like next time I'll do some of that lawn seating.
There you go.
Like you could rent lawn chairs.
Yeah, you can rent lawn chairs now.
know.
It's there's really, honestly, there's not a bad place
There's
to
not.
see the show,
Nuh-uh.
and you can hear it, and
Yeah.
it's an awesome time. So Luke Combs in the Gorge. It was 2 great nights, and people had a great time reminiscing with you there this morning. All right, today is Moldy Cheese Day. Be taking your calls 547 KORD. Have you ever eaten the most expired food? And if you know somebody who did, can you share the story? 547 KORD. Tell us your story.
Okay, I had met this guy and went on a few days with him and really liked him, and he took me to Tennessee to see his family, and we went out and had some drinks. And then I was going to bed, and I was so thirsty, and everybody was asleep. So I snuck into the kitchen, and I wanted some milk, and I drank it right out of the carton. And then all of a sudden, I felt chunks of old milk in that carton, and I spit it out on the floor, and I had to hurry up and clean it up before I went to bed before anybody seen what happened.
For me, is milk the number one? Is that the number one in terms of expired food? And bread for me. Bread and milk is like, those I just avoid.
The first thing I do, though, is look at the expiration date, and then I sniff. I give it the sniff test, the smell test. I mean,
smell test, absolutely.
Gosh, I can't. That just made me sick.
No.
I can't.
No, especially for me, milk. Milk is the one. So today, Moldy Cheese Day. Do you know someone who's eaten some expired food? How old was it? And give us a call and share your story. 547 KORD. You got Rick and Patty.
Starting your day the right way with the Cord Morning Show, #1 for New Country, 1027 KORD.
Looking to add a furry friend to your family? Pet Overpopulation Prevention and McCurley Subaru are teaming up for a one-day low-cost pet adoption event. Join us on October 19th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at McCurley Subaru in Pasco, 9620 Sandifer Parkway. You'll find adorable cats and dogs waiting for their forever homes, plus enjoy local vendors, food, and fun for the entire family. Don't miss this awesome event. October 19th, McCurley Subaru. Come adopt your new best friend. Sponsored by McCurley Subaru and Pet Overpopulation Prevention. We love Saturday nights, 809, #1 for New Country. It's 1027 KORD. You got Rick, you got Patty. Good to be with you. Happy Wednesday, middle of the week right now, 57 degrees for you. Well, today is Moldy Cheese Day. I've been taking your calls, 547 KORD. Do you know someone who ate the most expired food? We've talked about that's a no-go on this. That's a no-go on this program. So 547 KORD, tell us the story. What happened to you?
Okay, so over the summer, we went over to my mother-in-law and father-in-law's house to have like a really nice get-together, sit-down dinner.
Yeah.
And we had like salads and potatoes and steak and, you know, all the good things. So my husband was eating his salad and his dressing tasted funny.
No.
And I wasn't going to say anything, but mine had tasted funny too. And so it had come out that we checked the bottles. We had to actually go through the whole refrigerator because every single one of their condiments has been expired for 2 to 10 years.
What?
The salad dressing was from 2011.
No.
We only ate like 1 or 2 bites. And then we're like, politely, no, I'm okay. I'm just really full, you know, trying to be nice. And then at the end, my husband and I looked at each other and we're like, we need to go through their refrigerator.
Yeah.
And we pulled everything out. I mean, barbecue sauces, A1 steak sauce. We had ranch. We had Western dressing, Italian dressing, mayonnaise, mustard, ketchup. Every condiment in there was very, very, very expired.
Oh, my gosh. Well, that reminds us because we just got a brand new refrigerator here at Town Square Media.
We did.
But for years... Remember
we had to go through. Yes, they were in there. Oh, look at this is from 2017.
Forever.
What?
Yes, forever. We had, because of all the barbecues we have here out in the the patio.
Well, yeah, I know there were like 6 bottles of ketchup in there.
Wouldn't touch it. Yeah, wouldn't touch it.
This is from 2022.
Yeah, lady, I'd be going to the hospital right now and getting my stomach pumped. Like, what? What did I just eat? I'm going to the hospital and pump that stomach. Gross. Okay, I'm sorry. Gross. That call tops it. Gross.
I can't.
So 547 KORD, more of your calls on the way. Moldy cheese day, expired food. Oh, I think that's enough of that. It's Rick and Patty, KORD.
The Cord Morning Show with Rick and Patty. Back with more next on number 1 for New Country, 102.7 KORD.
Looking to add a furry friend to your family? Pet Overpopulation Prevention and McCurley Subaru are teaming up for a one-day low-cost pet adoption event. Woo! Join us on October 19th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at McCurley Subaru in Pasco, 9620 Sandifer Parkway. You'll find adorable cats and dogs waiting for their forever homes, plus enjoy local vendors, food, and fun for the entire family. Woo! Don't miss this awesome event. October 19th, McCurley Subaru. Come adopt your new best friend. Sponsored by McCurley Subaru and Pet Overpopulation Prevention. When we ride, 824, number 1 for New Country, 102.7 KORD. You got Rick, you got Patty. All right, there you go. Oh, we just gave the code. Hang on, I got to grab my piece of paper here.
Tell me what it is.
140.
Did you say 140?
Yes, 140, $30,000 up for grabs. It is our final week of Moodle the Cash Cow. So 140. So you only have about 30 more chances to get this $30,000. And we'll do this 10 times today. And again, Woody will have more chances. Jess and the Job will have more chances on the way. And right now, the code is 140. Good luck. All right. We both actually agreed on this particular situation.
Dave is petty.
Yeah. What's going on here with Dave and Pasco?
His wife was home yesterday with the their son, and the kid got a hold of a red Sharpie. You know, one of
course he did.
The permanent markers.
Yep.
And they say he went to town on the wall like he was Picasso. And she says, well, you know, we can just pay to have the wall repainted. I said, nope. That's coming out of your account, not our joint account. You're the one who was watching him at the time that he did this. So she blew a gasket. She says she doesn't think that she should have to pay for the wall out of her own pocket. She says it's a housing expense.
Yep.
Who's right, me or her? And am I being petty?
Well, a ton of comments on Facebook. Everybody's chiming. Everybody's diving in. What are they saying, Patty?
Mary says this is the pettiest thing to argue about. You are a jerk and you're both clueless. Probably shouldn't have even had kids, but it's too late now. Why wouldn't you research first and find ways to remove it? Like, you know, a Mr. Clean magic eraser or a dry erase marker. Talk about petty and dramatic.
The biggest statement of the morning brought to us by Kindle. This is the type of dude that babysits his own kid. I just know it. And that's from Kindle.
Everybody's saying Mr. Clean magic eraser with soap and water will take that marker off and let kids be kids.
And Molly says, I think it's so bizarre when married couples have separate bank accounts. Also, just Google how to remove the marker from the wall. Shane says, make the 3-year-old pay for it.
Sheena, yeah, you're being petty. Yep. Use some strong alcohol wipes. Yep. That's not a thing, Dave. Yep. You're wrong. This happens. Lighten up and enjoy life and his memories of creativity.
Absolutely. Ona says it's happened to many parents. The child is both yours. Children are both are quick with both parents. Should pay to repaint the wall there. So
yes, Robin says repaint the wall. OMG.
Oh, I like what Anna says. Spray it with hairspray and it'll wipe right off.
Just clean it off with magic eraser. That's from Carol. You're in the wrong. Doesn't need to be repainted. You just need to clean it off. And you have to realize this is a 3-year-old. They're quick to do things. It's as simple as you're making a snack and the toddler's fine with what they're doing. Next thing you know, you have a whole mural in your living room. Stop fighting and making a big deal out of nothing.
I like what Dom says. Get a pint, paint it over like an adult. Dom said that. You're too high-strung, Dave. So, oh, yeah. Mary says it's petty to argue about this thing.
I like Amanda, though. She goes, this is so ridiculous. First of all, man up, Sally. What type of man treats his wife so inferior at all, let alone over something so typical in child behavior? I say she should take her account and go on holiday solo and see how well you do watching the kid. Maybe you'll have a different perspective when she gets back home. And then she says, men are not men anymore.
You know what? I have
right on, Amanda.
Again, we'll tie this off. Dave, you're absolutely in the wrong. I will say one last thing. We've had coworkers say, I'm going home to babysit my kid.
I got to babysit my kid.
And I went, what?
I know.
I'm like, you're the dad. You don't baby. When a man says that to me, it tells me everything I need to know about you. Like, I'm glad I'm not that I would be married. I'm like, I'm not married to you. Because I already know what kind of person you are when you say, "Oh, I'm going to go home and babysit my kid."
I like Amanda. Man up, Sally.
I like it. So there you go, Dave. There's the answer. You got it. Man up, Sally. And we'll tie it off. It's other people's problems. You got Rick and Patty. KORD.
You're listening to Rick and Patty in the morning on number 1 for New Country, 102.7 KORD.